ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುಭ್ಯೋ ನಮಃ. ಅರ್ಭಕತನವ ನೈದಿ ಬದರಿಯಲಿ ಮಧ್ವಮುನಿ ನಿರ್ಭಯದಿ ಸಕಲ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರವ ಪಠಿಸಿದ ಊರ್ವಿಯೊಳಗಾಮ್ನಾಯದಲ್ಲಿ ತತ್ವ ಮಾರ್ಗವನು ಓರ್ವ ಮಧ್ವಮುನಿ ತೋರಿದ ಸುಜನರಿಗೆ. This is a very beautiful padya where almost the entire childhood of Jagadguru Sri Madhwacharya has been beautifully depicted. Just like how in the first two avatara of Vayu Bhagavan, precisely the Hanumant avatara and in Bhimasena avatara, he exhibited parakrama and showed that he is the avatara of Vayu Bhagavan himself. Here in Madhwacharya, when he incarnated as Madhwacharya too, he has shown a few incidences where there we cannot relate to normal human doing such things. Well, we will see this one by one to further go into the life history of Jagadguru Sri Madhwacharya. Arbha Katanava Naidi, which means in the Balyavastha or after completing the Balyavastha, the Padya starts with this line. So what he did in Balyavastha? We can start with the day's child. After the Namakarana, Sri Madhwacharya was named Vasudeva by his father. And after the Namakarana, he was taken to Udupi Kshetra to take the darshan of his Kuladeva Ananteshwara. He was born at Pajaka Kshetra, and from Pajaka Kshetra he travelled to Udupi. He was the small baby. Madhwacharya was a very small baby. He was almost in 11th or 12th day baby, and he was carried in a basket, taken there, and the darshan happened. After that, due to the work that they had, Madhyageha Bhattaru, who was the father of Madhwacharya, they had to return back. The entire family had to return back that night itself to their own hometown, Pajaka Kshetra. So on the way when they were returning, just now if we go and visit Pajaka Kshetra, it looks like a dense forest. Imagine the time at which Madhwacharya incarnated some 1500 years back. At that time, travelling from Udupi to Pajaka Kshetra takes place in between a dense forest. So when the entire family, where Madhwacharya, who was a very small child, was carried by his mother, they were all walking in a group to reach Pajaka Kshetra. In the middle, they heard terrible voices. There was a Pishachi, a ghost, which started to actually trouble people. And that place is known for ghosts which used to trouble the travelers who came there regularly. But then the ghost said there, you know, Madhyageha Bhattaru, it is because of the child that you have. It is because of the child, it is because of the Shakti of the child that I am leaving you all. That you are all protected is because of the child, said the ghost, and it disappeared. Now after this Pishachi or the ghost disappeared, all the family members who were there in a group, they securely, safely reached their hometown Pajaka Kshetra. This incident happened when Madhwacharya was just days old. We say like Bhayakrit Bhayanashana to Vayu Bhagavan. Yes, of course, he is the Bhayakrit Bhayanashana, right? Anjikin Yatakaya Sajjanarige. That is the popular Purandara Dasara Padya, which says, why is there a fear if he is the devotee of Vayu Bhagavan? Here, the ghost has said it, that it is because of the child, Madhwacharya, the entire family members are safe and they reached home safely. And after this incident, there are so many incidences that happened throughout the childhood of Madhwacharya, which clearly explains us that he was supernaturally, he was spiritually so higher in space. The next incidence that has been depicted in Madhva Vijaya, which is the primary source of the life history of Jagadguru Sri Madhwacharya, is this incident. When I say the primary source, this Grantha Sri Madhva Vijaya is written by the author Narayana Panditacharya, who was the son of Trivikrama Panditacharya. And this Trivikrama Panditacharya and even Narayana Panditacharya for small years were none other than contemporaries to Jagadguru Sri Madhwacharya. We can say that Trivikrama Panditacharya, who has written the famous Harivayastuti, has actually seen all this parakrama or has heard and witnessed because he was a contemporary to Jagadguru Sri Madhwacharya. So next incident takes place when Jagadguru Sri Madhwacharya was around a month old. So just a month, 4 weeks old baby. The mother of Jagadguru Sri Madhwacharya, she had a few work to take place at town. So she had to leave the child with the with her elder daughter, who is Madhwacharya's sister, elder sister, and she went to town. She was very much thinking about Madhwacharya all the time, thinking what will happen if the child is very thirsty, what will happen if the child gets hungry. So she was always thinking about the child. But the child here was freely playing with his sister, elder sister. The elder sister was also a very small girl. Now, Jagadguru Sri Madhwacharya, we have heard in previous padyas, he does not have any connection of dukkha or sorrow. He does not even gone through the Garbhavasa dukkha. But here, Jagadguru Sri Madhwacharya, he expressed sorrow by crying. Just this is an act of avatara. When avatara takes place, all the devatas, they do kriya as per the avatara. So here when Jagadguru Sri Madhwacharya started to cry, he was just a small 1-month baby. When it started to cry, the sister was searching for food. What can we give the baby? She thought that the milk is very hot. It will make the child also hot. It will rise the temperature in the child. So let me feed the child with horse gram, or what we call huruli. Right, huruli is a type of a bean which is actually given to horses because it is so strong, it is very difficult for digestion. And this huruli was given by the sister of Madhwacharya to Madhwacharya when he was 1-month baby. After a few hours, the mother came rushing to home, waiting for child. Seeing the child was happily playing, the mother was actually relieved. But then the mother thought, how didn't Madhwacharya become hungry or thirsty? That is when she came to know that the child has been fed with huruli. The mother was taken aback, but Madhwacharya, even as a month child, could digest such a strong bean which is actually given to horses. This is majorly because Sri Madhwacharya is Jivotama, he has a very good Jatragni, right? And moreover, he is the avatar of Vayu Bhagavan. When he consumed the entire Kalakutha Visha, that Kahalahala Visha that emerged from the milk ocean, what about just consume a little bit of huruli? Just because he is a month child, we cannot expect him to eat Sarlak and all. So he showed himself that he is the Jivotama even as a very small child. So this incident too took place when he was very small. And then around a year old, Jagadguru Sri Madhwacharya once started to roam in the forest alone. He had his father Sri Madhyageha Bhattaru had few cows and oxes in his house. So once with a bull or an ox, Madhwacharya started to walk or roam in the forest alone. He was holding the tail of the ox and started to walk alone. A whole day it happened, Acharya did not return. He was just an year child who is still learning to walk. Everyone started to search for Acharya at all places, but he didn't return. Then after some time, he again came holding the ox. Here also, each and every avatara story of Madhwacharya gives us a life lesson. Here, Jagadguru Sri Madhwacharya, by holding the ox while crossing from house to the forest, has given us a beautiful life lesson. See, house is a resemblance or a representation of a laukika, which means worldly affairs, whereas forest or a jungle is a representation of alaukika, which means that which is apart from the worldly affairs, that which is divine. So when one travels from laukika to alaukika, or when one travels from travels between the materialistic world to the divine and then comes back and goes, he should always have dharma in his hand. He should always follow dharma, which is what this incident depicts, because the one he is holding, Madhwacharya, ox, and ox is a representative of dharma. Yettu, ox, is a representation of dharma, and if we hold dharma, when we dwell in between the life of materialistic world and divine spirituality, then we will be in the right path, is what this incident shows to us. There are many more incidences, but if I have to consolidate to one or two. There is one more incident where Acharya's father was eating. He sat for bhojana. At the same time, he was in acute poverty at that time, so he had taken some loan from a wealthy person of that village. That wealthy person who gave loan to Madhyageha Bhattaru arrived at that place, and when Acharya's father started to eat, he demanded to repay the loan. He said that he won't leave Acharya's father to eat freely if he does not repay the loan. But then Acharya took the wealthy man to a place and gave him a handful of seeds of a tamarind tree. To everyone's surprise, that man left from there. And after a few days, when Acharya's father went to repay the loan, that man said, no, your loan has been repaid by your son. Your son that day itself gave me the loan. Acharya's father was taken aback. Well, what came from Jagadguru Sri Madhvacharya's hand is nothing less than that which takes us to the Moksha Marga. So he has got the Uttama Purushartha itself, which is why he didn't expect for any other repayment from his father. And there are many more incidences which can be said, which expresses or explains us beautifully how Shuddha Charitra was Madhvacharya's when young he was. Once when Madhvacharya was 3 years old, his mother took him to a marriage, to a wedding. There, in between the wedding functions, his mother lost connection to the child, and the child, who is Madhvacharya, started to walk from there. After some time, the father and mother found out that the child was not there, and they went on to search for this child. That is when the father found out that the child has reached the Rajatapitapura at the lotus feet of Lord Ananteshwara itself. Now here, Madhvacharya, who was a 3-year child from a very far place, reached exactly his Kuladeva's place, Ananteshwara. When asked, Madhvacharya says that it is Ananteshwara who was with him, who had taken him, who had brought him to his own place. So such miraculous incidences has contributed to the life history of Madhvacharya in the Balyavastha. Arbha Katanava Naidi. And after the Balyavastha, after the childhood, Badariyali Madhwamuni. Madhvacharya went to Badri Kshetra twice. Here, Sri Trivikrama Panditacharya too, Punarapi Badarim Prapya, he mentions that Madhvacharya went to Badri twice. Once before the sannyasa ashrama, that is once, and once after the sannyasa ashrama. Now, Badariyali Madhwamuni. So, after receiving the sannyasa ashrama from Achyuta Prekshacharya and sitting in the Vedanta Samrajya, that is when Madhvacharya again reaches the Badari Kshetra. Badariyali Madhwamuni. Nirbhayadi Sakala Shastrava Patisi. Nirbhayadi. See, reaching Badari at this time seems very easy for us because of so much mode of transformation, transportation, because of so many mode of communication that we have, that we can inform to our own people that where we are, etc. But imagine traveling at that time. In those days, when someone says that I am going for Kashi Yatra, people generally used to think that they may return. In many cases, they may not return also. Such tedious or such dangerous was journey during that time. But here, Nirbhayadi, Madhvacharya, who was a young kid who has just had Upanayana and then had received the sannyasa ashrama, has Nirbhayadi, without any fear, went to Badrikashrama, reached Sri Vedavyasa Bhagavan's ashrama, Sakala Shastrava Patisi, learnt the Shastra. Just as we made the meaning to learning of Vayu Bhagavan in Hanumanta Avatara, we have to make it here. When here it's said that Sakala Shastrava Patisi, it means that he learnt those Vishaya, those matter which are eligible only for the Rujuguna people. So this Rujugana, a sect of people who are eligible for Brahma position, they have particular jnana which they had to receive, and it is given by the Bhagavan Shri Vishnu himself. And those jnana was that which was received by Madhvacharya from Vedavyasa Bhagavan. We very well know that Vedavyasa Bhagavan is none other than the Supreme Lord Shri Vishnu himself. ನಿರ್ಭಯದಿ ಸಕಲ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರವ ಪಠಿಸಿ ಊರ್ವಿಯೊಳಗಾಮ್ನಾಯದಲ್ಲಿ ತತ್ವ ಮಾರ್ಗವನು. Urvi means bhumi. In this bhumi, Amnaya means Veda or Agama. He brought out who brought out? Madhwacharya in this Bholoka brought out the Vedic Marga, the correct Sanatana, eternal Vedic, Vedantic path, which will take us to moksha. So when he reached Badrikashrama itself, he was indicated by Vedavyasa Bhagavan to write Bhashya, a commentary to his Grantha, these Brahma Sutras. There were many Bhashya commentaries to Brahma Sutra which came before Madhwacharya, and Madhwacharya there, with the anugraha of Vedavyasa Bhagavan, who has learnt the entire Shastras from Vedavyasa Bhagavan himself, has brought out the Brahma Sutra Bhashya, a commentary to Brahma Sutras of Vedavyasa. Tattva Marga, which is the right eternal Tattva Marga, Moksha Marga. ಊರ್ವಿಯೊಳಗಾಮ್ನಾಯ ತತ್ವ ಮಾರ್ಗವನು ಓರ್ವ ಮಧ್ವಮುನಿ ತೋರಿದ ಸುಜನರಿಗೆ. That Madhwamuni, who is the Jagadguru, has shown it to Sujanaru, to everyone in this universe, to the entire Vaishnava Kula or Manava Kula, is what Sripadarajaru is explaining here. If I have to consolidate it, the entire childhood of Jagadguru Sri Madhwacharya until the time he went to Badrikashrama, got the anugraha from Vedavyasa Bhagavan for writing the Brahma Sutra Bhashya, a commentary to the Brahma Sutras of Vedavyasa Bhagavan, and then coming back and writing and presenting it to the entire world has been depicted entirely in this Padya. With this, we'll move on to the next Padya in our next episode. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.